Hello everyone, my name is MyReactions, and we're back with yet another tier list of my favorite characters from anime that I have watched. I pick one character that is my favorite in the entirety of the anime when I am finished watching it, and I'm going to put them ranked from S to, I need to put F in here. I rank them S to F. I will put spoiler warnings for each individual anime. I'll list the anime and my favorite character from each. There's minor spoilers or potentially even major spoilers for each one. Or for this specific video, we'll be going through animes that are start with the letter R through S. Getting close to the end, I guess, of all the anime I watched, even though I've watched a lot since I started this series. So I'll soon have a whole tier list of every single character, and I'll be fixing where they belong from S to F. I'll be adjusting, maybe changing my favorite character in specific series. I'll leave a link to the previous 3 videos. So this is part 4. And with further ado, really, I'll start with Sakuta Azusagawa from Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai. The first thing you think of when you think of Bunny Girl Senpai is all of the girls. It's known for its the female characters in the show, but I think Sakuta easily is my favorite character in the show. Funny, loving, he reminds me literally of me. So if you watch this anime before, or you care about this anime and know about it, he is basically me without the ridiculous psychological and trauma and pain that he's suffered. I've not watched the movie, so maybe my idea of my favorite character would change. I don't think it's really going to change. I'm putting Sakuta in A tier. He's borderline an S tier character for me. He's just so damn funny, and I don't think any of the girls are really close. Maybe Mai or Futaba's my favorite girl in the show overall, and then Mai is a close second, but I think Sakuta easily stomps them as my favorite character. Next anime and character is Record of Ragnarok, and the character is Adam. Yes, Adam from the Bible, Adam. Best fights from Record of Ragnarok, and it was really damn enjoyable. I would assume that someone else might come and take this place of Adam at some point. It's supposed to be getting a season 2, and hopefully it's actually, the fights are better animated and stuff, because the idea for this is so fucking cool, and I enjoyed watching it from like a story point of view to an extent, but the animation just hard killed this show. And usually I don't care about animation, but animation killed it. I'm going to put Adam at B. It's going to be very hard to top him. If it was animated, it'd be even better. Way more people would be talking about it. But, oh my goodness. Cool, great idea, but Adam, I think, is a B. I'll probably end up throwing him in a C at some point. Right now, I'll throw him in B. Okay character, or pretty good character. There's not going to be any more of him because he's kind of dead. So next characters up from another season 2 coming up at some point is Ruka. Ruka Sarashina from Rent a Girlfriend. I'm going to be putting her in C tier. Rent a Girlfriend was interesting. I didn't mind watching it, but I don't think it's that great, personally. It was an okay watch. Ruka was the best girl in the show and best character. She's kind of weird and pushy, really pushy and needy and weird at the very beginning, and then she kind of grew on me. I'll put her in the C tier category for now. I think that's where she's going to largely stay. I don't think she's better than a lot of these other characters that I'm even going to go through later. Overall, she's okay. I'm not really hyped for season 2. I don't know if I'm going to plan on... I'll probably wait a pretty damn long time until I actually watch season 2 when it comes out. That's just me. So far, I'll give her a C. I don't think she's going to move from the C tier. Next character is Aletta from Restaurant to Another World, which is a very comfy anime about a restaurant in another world. The guy cooks just amazing dishes for people, and they enjoy it, and they're not used to these dishes because he's from Japan, and then they're in a whole completely other world, and it's only once a day that he's able to cook these meals for these people. Aletta is part, I think she's half demon. You can't really see in the picture here, but she does have horns, albeit pretty small ones for being a demon person. I think it is. Pretty decent anime. It's a decent watch, especially if you like food. It makes you really hungry. I'm gonna put her in. I'm gonna put her in D tier. All the characters are okay. None of them are amazing. It's largely a lot about the food, more so than the characters. She's really nice, and she's just a waitress that at first was looking for a place to live, plus get some food, but she was literally homeless, and then she ended up getting like a home and a job, and she just enjoys all the food. Nothing really special about her. I might end up putting her in F tier, but she doesn't really do anything. Actually, as a matter of fact, I am going to actually move her to F tier, but she's probably be towards the top of F tier. There's nothing really special about the characters really in that show. It's more so what they're doing during it. Next character, I've been going through this pretty damn quickly, is from Rust Eater Bisco, and it's Akaboshi Bisco. Massive letdown towards the end of the show. I wish the entire story felt like really rushed and like just stupid, and that's why I put spoilers at the beginning. If you watch Rust Eater Bisco, you'll know that like he ends up dying. He dies to a rust disease, and then he's dying to it, and then decides to throw himself into this vat of lava, I guess. And then somehow he's reborn or whatever. And when he's reborn, he has a really cool fucking arm. It looks like lava or fire esque. But for whatever reason, he shouldn't be alive, to be honest. I think it's really stupid that he is. I do like him as a character. He's very boisterous. He's very loud. I like the determination from him, and I love the art style of the show, but the animation could have used a little bit more work. I'm not going to complain about that, but the story kind of ruined a at least decent anime from being shown. That being said, I'll put Akaboshi Bisco in the B tier. I did like him as a character. Next character is from Saga of Tanya the Evil, and it's Tanya Degurechaff. I'm waiting for season 2 of this. I still have to watch the movie of this. I'm behind on a lot of movies, if you can tell. Tanya dies and is reborn into essentially Germany during a giant war, and then she becomes, she was originally a guy, and then she's like a 10, 11, 12-year-old girl that rises the ranks and becomes like a fucking general. Man, I enjoy the show because it's just like how evil she is, and I really enjoy her as a character. I'm not really sure where to put her between B and A. I think if I watch the movie and enjoy the movie a lot, I would be willing to put her in A tier. For right now, I'm going to put her in B. I'm going to sort them in order of best to worst by the time I'm done with everybody in this list. But for now, I'm going to put her in B. When I fix everybody's ratings, I might put her in A. Alright, next anime is School Days, and you might be asking yourself, why is there just a picture of literally the cover art for the TV show of School Days? And it's because fuck School Days. I'm looking at my spreadsheet that I have of rankings and my favorite characters for each show, and my friend keeps changing it to a 10 out of 10, which is School Days is not a 10 out of 10. With all that being said, I don't have a favorite character in School Days. Fuck every character, and they're all fucking horrible. I would recommend watching it, despite the fact that I would give it about a 4 out of 10. Because it is fucking interesting throughout. But that being said, School Days introduces a brand new tier to the tier list, and that tier is its own tier below tier F. So School Days goes into its own tier at tier School Days. Fuck every character. They're literally the worst characters I've ever seen in my life. It's really tough for me to not pick a character in there. A lot of F tier characters definitely could be even lower than F, because I just don't necessarily care about them. Cough, a little bit of spoiler, the character at the very end here, I still have to go through right here. I don't really care about him, but yeah, School Days is in its own tier. The worst characters I've ever seen in my life. Next character is from a fairly disappointing anime, mainly because it didn't get an ending, and I'm also slightly disappointed in it, was Seraph of the End, and her name is Shinoa Hiiragi. This is like one of the first animes I ended up watching, so this is a way back one. It's like first 10, 15. If I go to my anime list account, I think I've watched almost 200 different things now. That includes multiple seasons of things and stuff like that, but being one of my first 10 to 15 range, I'm not going to really remember things, but from what I remembered, she's the younger sister of the main guy who ends up kind of turning bad and gets possessed by his weapon at the very end, to an extent at least, I think. Her name's Shinoa. She's right here. Good character. She's trying to be like her brother, tough, caring for other people. a good leader, and she does an okay job of it. But of course, the actual main character never really like plans on doing his own thing, so she's doing the best she can with a main character that's just off the rails. But overall, she's a decent character. I think she's in the same tier as Ruka. Decent overall character. If it got more seasons, I'm sure that Seraph at the end, my favorite character, might change. It's kind of close between her and the two main guys, the one that turns into a vampire and the one that's best friends with that vampire friend. For now, I'm going to put Shinoa as my favorite. I don't plan on Seraph at the end getting any more seasons, so she's in C tier. Next anime is Sk8 the Infinity, and it is Adam, which I guess could shock people because usually it would be one of the main two guys with Rikka. I'm surprised I actually remember their names off the top of my head, with Rikka and Langa. It's one of the few sports animes I've actually watched. It's about skateboarding. I actually really liked Adam, despite how fucking weird he is. I have two Adams I just noticed here too in this specific video. Kind of a neat little side fact. But Adam's my favorite. He's I don't remember if he's like the mayor. He's like someone in charge, and he's still running a person in charge, but he's running these illegal skating things. And then at the very end, he holds a very dangerous one where people could die, and he's essentially hurting people and trying to kill them. Essentially, not trying to kill them, but he's doing very dangerous tricks. So he ends up borderline killing people or injuring them for life. He gets the thrill out of that. I just liked him. His backstory was pretty good too, that he was a son of a predominant government official, so he wasn't able to have fun, so him being able to skateboard was kind of an escape. And then now it's part of the reason why he turned out the way he is. He becomes kind of nice at the end. I would love to see more from Sk8 the Infinity, but I don't really know what you can do from it from now on. It's not going to be anywhere near as intense and cool, probably, because they can't be doing illegal races. But he could always find a way in the budget to add something really cool to it. Cool that's also legal into racing. Who knows? I don't know if I heard there's a project going on with it, but I don't know what's going on. Adam from Sk8 the Infinity, not from Record of Ragnarok. I'm also going to throw Adam in B tier. Very, very enjoyable character. So next is Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. My favorite character in Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle is Princess Suya. Suya. I don't know how to say her name. I don't even have a picture of her face. I did a poor job of this, clearly. She just runs around trying to find ways to get better sleep, because she is abducted at the beginning of the anime by, I think, the demons, and she just runs around their palace, their fortress, trying to find ways to get sleep. So she tries to make a nice fluffy pillow with the monsters that are there, because they're like cute fuzzy monsters to an extent, and like just trying to find ways to sleep. And it's a very comfy anime, funny, nice. Another character I think that belongs in the C tier. I would say borderline, could even borderline go into the B tier. It is a very comfortable, nice anime. I don't know if it's going to get a second season. I don't know if there's even material for a second season. I wouldn't mind it. I don't see it dropping off in value from being that comfy anime. Suya, I'm going to put her in C tier for now. Next anime is Sonny Boy, and the character who's drinking on a drink that looks kind of like Starbucks is Mizuho. Sonny Boy, if you have not watched Sonny Boy, I would highly recommend it, first of all, but I also recommend it especially if you love Neon Genesis Evangelion. I feel like it's very much similar to that type of show, where it really makes you think about yourself, and it's very psychological. Throughout the show, you're going to be like, what the fuck is actually going on? But I do genuinely think it is a very good anime. Definitely a recommend to watch anime. Mizuho, they're all trapped in this weird limbo state. I'm not going to do a good job of really explaining it, but they're trapped in this limbo state, and everybody has a weird power, or a lot of people have powers, I think, not necessarily everybody. I can't remember specifically. And her power is that she has these 3 cats, which she adopted in real life, and these 3 cats are basically like Amazon. They're literally, and they get her packages, and she uses them to survive and build things, and that's how her and the main character end up escaping this realm of limbo and going back to normal life. if you look at all the packages that those cats bring and do use, they literally say it's like Amazon. I don't know where to put Mizuho. She's a very chill character. I don't think necessarily the characters make it. I think the idea of the anime makes the anime so good. And I would say I would put Mizuho in the D tier. Next animes up are the SSSS animes, which are Dynazenon and Gridman. So alphabetically, Dynazenon is first, obviously. And we have, but they are played, you should watch them in Gridman first, then Dynazenon, because there's a character in Gridman that develops and then is back in Dynazenon. Since it's alphabetical, I'm going to go with Gauma first from Dynazenon. He's eccentric from the future, I think. Very eccentric character from the future. I can't remember exactly. I thought Dynazenon was better in every way to Gridman. They're both very similar shows and with similar ideas and everything. But Dynazenon has everything better than Gridman. Has better story, better fights, better characters. In each capacity, way better than Gridman. Gauma, I really enjoyed Gauma. I'll put him in the C tier with the three ladies, Ruka, Shinoa, and Suya. His story was kind of weird. I don't necessarily remember, but I do remember it. Like at the end, he was trying to save, I think, his princess or queen or something. So he turns on, I guess you could essentially say, his friends, and gives up his, I think he was technically immortal, gives up his immortality so that he could save her. I could be wrong with this. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've watched it. It's probably been at least over a year. So I'm doing this based completely off of memory, but I did enjoy Gauma. A C tier, which is arguably a mid character. Next up is Rikka Takarada from Rikka Takarada from SSSS.Gridman. I'm going to put her in D tier with Mizuho. To be honest, I don't think Mizuho belongs in the same tier with her, but I don't know if Mizuho is good enough for C tier. And now that I think about it, I'm just going to move Rikka. I'm moving Rikka just down to F tier. It's like a girl that doesn't care about anything, and then she starts actually finally caring about something. It's about the specific main character. That's a guy in the show. Like I said, I thought Gridman was far worse than Dynazenon in every capacity. You should watch Gridman, then Dynazenon. Dynazenon's 100% worth the watch, I think. Unfortunately, you have to watch Gridman first, and I didn't think Gridman was all that great. I think the only thing Gridman really... I won't even say that. Gridman, I would have said, had a better villain, but Dynazenon's villains were far superior than I remember. Next up, we have another sports anime. I think that's the second one, right, from here. And to be honest, I haven't watched many sports animes, but here's another one. Fortunately, I don't see it getting another season because it didn't get renewed, and it ended on such a ridiculous cliffhanger that I would love to see more from Stars Align. And my favorite character from Stars Align was Maki Katsuragi. He is a transfer student who's poor. He has a very abusive father who's divorced. I think he divorced the mom and comes around beating him up and asking for money. And same thing to Maki's mom. It's an sports anime about tennis, but it gets very dark very quickly, almost out of nowhere. I really enjoyed it purely because it just became dark, really dark, and just completely out of nowhere, surprised the hell out of you, and it was really entertaining for that perspective. I don't mind watching tennis too. I thought it was decent from that perspective as well. That being said, I'm gonna put Maki in the D tier. I think he's better than both the ladies below of Aletta and Rikka. Like I said, I don't think it's getting a second season. I don't know if there's manga for it. If there is, I'm going to have to read it then, because I really want to know what happens, because they ended on a massive, really interesting cliffhanger. All right, we're in the home stretch. Last two characters from my second favorite anime are joint tied first. I'd probably put just slightly below Code Geass, which I've already done in a previous video. I think it was my first video. Like I said, links in the description down below. Okabe Rintarou from Steins Gate, or Hoenn Kyoma, if you've actually watched the show. Of how much Okabe suffered through Steins Gate Season 1 and Season 0, and just how much he had to suffer, how much he tried. He had to constantly go back, fuck with his brain and his mental state, constantly seeing his friends dying in front of him, and him not being able to do really much about it besides just keep going back and trying to fix that mistake. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. Like I said, it's my second favorite, or joint first. I would always say joint first, but if I was told, hey, you have to put them 1 to 10 and have to number them individually, I'd put it just behind Steins Gate. And it's going to be so difficult to put anything above those two as my favorites, but Steins Gate, S tier anime, and Okabe Rintarou, S tier favorite character. And I'll be perfectly honest, Okabe is my favorite character in the show, but almost every single character in Steins Gate is so damn good and enjoyable that I would probably put most of them in the S to B range for characters. They're that damn good. Please, if you have not watched Steins Gate and you listened through the spoilers, I think they were fairly minor, to be fair, 100% watch Steins Gate. It's so good. Final character from this entire anime ranking favorite characters tier list is Sen's Johnny Bolt from Super Crooks. I heard very good things about this from the beginning, and then I just tailed off when it was getting released, and I watched it all. I grinded it all in a couple days, 2 or 3 days maybe, on Netflix. And Super Crooks was, in my opinion, just very dog shit anime. Johnny Bolt's an F tier character. I did not like the anime. It's one of the worst, in my opinion, that I have watched. Not the worst, but one of the worst animes I have ever watched. Characters wise, I'm not really impressed or enjoyed any of them. There's not really much to say about it. I think it was a massive disappointment, especially with what they had available to them, with like character superpowers and like twists and stuff. I feel like it could have been a slightly longer anime, and they could have did more cool fight scenes, but the villains have such shitty superpowers. It's ridiculous. They're like the worst ones ever. That's probably hence why they're probably villains, because they're pissed off that other people, the good guys, have good powers, get all the praise. So I'm going to sort every tier, and then I'll get back to you with the order from best to worst, from left to right. All right, we're back with the final order of what I think each character is from S to F, and there's the special School Days section. So School Days is on the bottom with the entire cast of School Days. Every single person. I hate every single one of them. I do recommend watching the anime though. F tier is Aletta from Restaurant to Another World, Rikka Takarada from SSSS.Gridman, and then Johnny Bolt from Super Crooks. D tier is Mizuho from Sonny Boy, and then Maki from Stars Align. C tier is Gauma from Gridman, Ruka, Shinoa, and Suya, Princess Suya. B tier is Tanya, Akaboshi, Bisco, Adam, and Adam. Adam from Sk8 the Infinity, and then Adam from Record of Ragnarok. A tier is Sakuta from Bunny Girl Senpai. Very, very close S tier. Like, I feel like he's just right there, and I'll probably end up changing that when I fully fix the list. And then the only S tier character from this one is Okabe Rintarou, or Hoenn Kiyoma, the crazy mad scientist. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the list. Tell me where you would put characters. Tell me if you have a different favorite character in these animes. Check out my other previous 3 videos. We are about 2 videos away from doing a complete fixing of my favorite characters anime list, and then sorting out, and you can see it all on one giant tier list. 2 more videos though. We got all of the T animes, which I include because I do it on a spreadsheet. I include every anime thing because I alphabetize it. I include every anime with the letter T, and that includes animes that start with the. Yes, I know you shouldn't, but that's how it is. It's probably going to take 2 videos basically to get through that. And then there is U through Z, which isn't many. So it'd probably be 3/4 of the T's for the next video, and then the last quarter of T's animes, and then everything from U to Z, which is probably like 5 or 6, maybe a little more. Anyways, like I said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.